Hey guys, it's DestinyLashae. Today I'm coming to you guys with a drugstore makeup tutorial. You can use this for back to school, every day. It's a very simple, easy look for me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's jump right in. So I've already primed my face with my Baby Skin and my NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. Next, I'm going in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Now, I know you're thinking in your head, this is not drugstore, but listen, this MAC concealer is life. This is the only thing that I use to correct my dark spots and the only thing that doesn't show my darkness through my foundation. So I had to use this. There's no other concealer like it. So next I'm going into my Fit Me foundation, Coconut and Mocha. The colors mixed together and I dot it all over my face to start. And then I use a dry beauty blender because I feel like the damp ones make your foundation more sheer and I definitely want more of a full coverage look. So I use a dry beauty blender and pat that foundation into my skin. I actually didn't dot the foundation everywhere. I just kind of dotted it on my forehead and then like on my cheeks and the rest of my face. I kind of just dabbed the beauty blender on my hand and then pat it all over my face. So yeah, it actually worked out and I really actually like using the dry beauty blender all over my face. I always try to change up stuff because you never know if you like it or you don't unless you try it. But I really like using the dry beauty blender, especially if you want fuller coverage. And don't forget to get your eyelids because we're doing more of a neutral eye today. So I do put it all over my lids. So next I'm going in with the brows. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Brow definer, and this is really cool. It's very similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I just use that to fill in the top and the bottom portion of my eyebrows just to shape them out a little bit more and give them more definition and all that good stuff. So I just really just fill it in with this. Next I'm going in with the e.l.f. cream liner, and I use a angled brush to actually make little hairs. I just usually make little hairs. I don't know really how to explain it, but I do have a full eyebrow tutorial if you guys want to know how I do it in depth. But now I'm taking my NYX concealer in the color Nutmeg and I'm placing the wand right underneath my eyes and then using my Real Techniques little concealer brush thing to just carve out my brows. And I basically just blend it out so that there are no harsh lines with that brush. And I actually use a blending brush to go back in and actually blend out that harsh line. Actually, this is a pencil brush. Yeah, that's a pencil brush. It actually worked out pretty well because it's actually really small and it gets right underneath the brow without messing up what you already put down. So I actually really like using the pencil brush to blend out the concealer underneath the brow. Next, I'm going to set my eyebrows with my Wet n Wild Clear Gloss. And this just holds your brows in place all day so that it doesn't move and your hairs don't go flying everywhere. Next, I'm going in with this NYX. I think this is the NYX, what is this called? The NYX Bright Idea Illuminating Stick. And I'm using this before I put on any powder because it is a cream. And I'm using this to highlight my face. This is very similar to the skin tone of my skin. The skin tone of my skin. My skin tone. And I'm just putting it on the high points of my cheeks, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin, everywhere that I usually highlight. And I'm just cream highlighting first before I put on any highlighter. And I'm just patting that in with a damp beauty blender, just to blend everything out to make sure there are no harsh lines. And this just gives me a nice, pretty, natural glow underneath everything. So I really actually like that. Next, I'm going in with my Ebony CoverGirl Queen Bronzer. I think I said that backwards, but it's okay. I'm using a blending brush just to put that in as my transition color today. I'm putting that right below my eyebrow concealer. And I'm just using back and forth motions to blend that out. And this is just going to act as a transition color for us today. And I'm just blending everything out. Next, I'm going in with this L'Oreal, what is this called? L'Oreal Infallible, what is it? Eyeshadow, 24-hour eyeshadow. This is in the color Eternal Sunshine. And I'm putting that all over my lids with my fingers. And I'm just patting that into my lid. This is just going to help us look more awake and all that good stuff. And next I'm just taking that same blending brush and blending the CoverGirl Queen Bronzer and the L'Oreal Infallible together so that there are no harsh lines. Next I'm going in with this NYX what is this called? I don't know what anything is called today, but it's the lid lacquer, and I'm putting that all over my lids for a wet look on my lids. Guys, I'm in love with this, okay? I really, really like it. I tried this one time with clear gloss and it didn't work because it broke up all of my eyeshadow and stuff, and it didn't last all day. But this stuff lasts me all day and I really like it. It gives you like a clear, I don't know, liquidy wet look on your lids, and I really like it. And now I'm just taking a blending brush and blending out the harsh lines and everything from the lid lacquer. Next, I'm going in with my mascara from L'Oreal, and I'm just putting that on my eyelashes. Next, I'm going to use my NYX concealer, and I'm going to highlight my face. Using concealer under the eyes helps you look more awake, and it just opens up the face a lot more, and you just look so much more alive. So I just use a damp beauty blender and I pat the concealer out underneath my eyes. I'm very gentle with this because underneath the eyes is very delicate, and I'm just patting that concealer out. I'm bringing it towards the sides of my nose and on my temples. Next, I'm going to use that same concealer, and I'm going to use the applicator to put it on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin, and using that same damp beauty blender to blend that concealer out. Next, I'm going in with my Maybelline setting powder. This is in the color medium, and I'm using a brush today instead of my dry beauty blender because I want to set underneath the eyes and I don't want it to look cakey at all. I want my face to look more natural and dewy, so I'm using this Real Techniques brush to set everything, and this just helps your concealer not to move all day and helps the concealer not to crease. So I'm going to apply my lashes now. They were drying when I put on my mascara, and I'm just applying those with a pair of tweezers. I have a full eyelash tutorial. If you want to know how to do it in detail, I will link it in the description box. Next, I'm going in with my Maybelline coconut powder, the pressed powder, and I'm going to press that underneath my eyes. This is just going to help our concealer and the setting powder to look a little bit more skin-like, and I really like doing this a lot, and I just set everywhere that I put concealer. Next, I'm going in with my CoverGirl Queen bronzer again, and I'm going to use my favorite brush to do this lately, the Circa brush, and I'm going to put that bronzer in the hollows of my cheeks, and I'm bringing it a little bit lower than I usually do, but I actually really liked it today, so I'm just bringing it along the hollows of my cheeks and blending it out. I'm going to bring the Access CoverGirl Queen bronzer and pat it on the sides of my forehead to make it look a little bit smaller. I just use the Access product so that it doesn't look so harsh up there. Now I'm just going to pinch the sides of my brush and contour my nose a little bit. It got a little lost in the concealer and stuff. And then I'm going to go along my jawline just to blend everything out. And if you don't know where to bronze, that's where you bronze. A E motion on the sides of your face. So now it's time to highlight. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk Goddess bronzer, and I'm using my Ruby Kisses fan brush. And I'm going to apply the highlighter right above where I bronze, so basically on the high points of my cheekbones, and I'm just going to layer that on top of where we put that cream highlighter, that NYX stuff, and I'm just putting it on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and on the sides of my temples. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Black Bean pencil, and I'm going to fill in my waterline. This was so hard to do on camera, so I just did it off camera, most of it. Now I'm gonna set that eyeliner with a black eyeshadow. I forgot which one I used. I think it was from a palette that I had. I think it was the Wet n Wild palette. I'm not sure, or it could have been a NYX eyeshadow. I'm not really sure, but any black eyeshadow you have is fine. Next, I'm gonna take that Sonia Kashuk Goddess bronzer, and I'm going to use a pencil brush to put that in the inner corners of my eyes to open up my eyes a little bit more. Just to make sure our makeup lasts all day and it looks a lot more dewy, I'm going to use the NYX Dewy Finishing Spray. Next, I'm going in with the NYX Butter Gloss, my favorite glosses ever. And I think this is in the color Praline. I'm not sure. I will link it in the description box. And I just put that all over my lips because this is gorgeous. And that is it. It was pretty simple. That was the easiest tutorial I've ever filmed. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye.